What are you excited about right now in your pharmacy?
I don't know, excited is necessarily the word, but well, I mean, the one thing we realized with all this COVID is medical billing is just a disaster. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a lot of them out there. And look, I get it. They're probably all overwhelmed as well because, nobody was set up for all these. So we're really working through that, trying to get that all cleaned back up. I mean, we're still cleaning up claims from last year, for goodness sakes.
Mhm.
Um, but our growth moving forward will be to grow that independent living concept as much as we can. Well, the nice thing about it is you really can plan your deliveries. Connellsville and Claysville have a larger geographical area. So we know when people need their meds. We know when they're coming due. Now that allows us to deliver to different areas throughout the week and try to
Nice.
optimize that as much as possible.
Yeah. So with that, are you looking at growing into like new areas? You kind of mentioned medical billing. Does that open the door for some DME consultations, really to make that at home space optimal?
No, honestly, the North Carolina guys who kind of got CPSN started, they've got the right idea. I mean, we all know the pharmacy pot is shrinking and shrinking, and there's less dollars available in it. The future for any of us is what we can get into on the medical side, be it collaborative practice with other physicians or what we're able to bill out ourselves these days. Is it diabetic testing? Is it group teaching classes? Whatever those are above my pay grade. But that's where we need to be in the future.
Yeah.
You can't have an independent retail pharmacy these days, have your doors open, and expect people just to walk through because of who you are. You have to give them a reason to come there because 9 times out of 10, they're getting pounded with marketing material that go to your preferred pharmacy, CVS, go to your preferred pharmacy, Walgreens. You got to give them a reason to come to you. I know you guys like to talk about niches, and honestly, I don't know if there's any one thing we're really that good at, but we offer a whole bunch of things that you roll them up. We're a full service pharmacy, whereas the chains aren't.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's really, I mean, you can find those specialty kind of areas to stand out and maybe, gain some new patients. But I think you're right. I think you can't do just one thing. There's no silver bullet. When I think about the pharmacies that stand out, they're the pharmacies that are really just doing everything and doing it really well. You guys seem to have that same mentality, and if you go to you know anywhere in the country, if you find the standout pharmacies, if you go to Kirk's pharmacy out in Washington, clear across the other side of the country, it's the same thing. He's doing all of those things and just doing them very effectively. And those all add up to be more than the sum of its parts.
I agree.
Do you see a fourth location coming in, or are you gonna stick with 3 locations? Is that enough for you?
Much to my chagrin, my oldest decided he wants to go to pharmacy school next year. So we'll see where that happens.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's interesting.
I got 10 years to ride this out, so might as well make it interesting, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, geographically, it seems like you've got a nice area. Is there? Do you have your eye set like, man, if we just kind of closed this, would have these 2 counties covered? Would have network adequacy for these 2 counties.
I've looked at some maps. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's fun. So, one of the things that you'll see in like Facebook groups or if you spend time on Reddit is, a lot of people ask, should I go into pharmacy school? Is that ship sailed? Is it still worth pursuing a new career? And so I'm curious sometimes to hear that. So it's neat for you to kind of share that your kid is interested in that. So what do you think about, the opportunities for the next generation of pharmacy?
I think that you have to, I call it digging up stones because you got to keep digging under that next stone to find that next opportunity. So if you're willing to do that and and you can strike gold every now and again, then you keep it going. I mean, look, I don't think anybody graduates pharmacy school and says, man, I can't wait to work for the big box store. Let me go. Give me 30 years of my life there.
Yeah.
They just don't. I mean, I don't think so anyway. So, if you're entrepreneurial, if you want to try to control your own destiny as much as you can, and you're willing to keep looking for that next opportunity, I think it's great. And I had that discussion with my son. But as I said, if you think you're just going to open the doors and because, hey, we're Curtis Pharmacy, people are going to roll in, it doesn't happen that way.
Thanks for listening to this clip from Beyond the Scripts, presented by the Catalyst Pharmacy Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please support our channel by liking, subscribing, and clicking the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime we post new content. To stay up to date with all of the latest independent pharmacy news and content, follow PioneerRx on your preferred social media platform.